Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I do rise at this time to put forward a motion that this House do now adjourn under the provisions of Standing Rule 52 in order to take up the pressing issue of the Canada-China Investment Treaty. Just my office alone, Mr. Speaker, I've now received over 64,000 individual messages from Canadians asking that this matter be stopped or at least debated before Canadians find themselves bound to it. As you'll recall, Mr. Speaker, I made a similar motion on October 1st. I believe the standing rules under Standing Rule 52 are clear. This matter is an administrative responsibility of government. It is a specific matter of obvious and acute national importance and concern, and it is urgent. I hope, Mr. Speaker, you don't mind that in the absence of reasons from you, and I, of course, understand that it's not traditional for the Speaker to provide reasons, I'm inferring that perhaps on October 1st, you recognize that there were many opportunities that might present themselves through which this matter might be debated, and that under the rule, it is a consideration for the Speaker the probability of the matter being brought before the House in a reasonable time by other means. Well, it's clear now that there will be no other opportunity, Mr. Speaker. The 21 sitting days from September 26th, when the treaty was first tabled, run out on November 1st. We could face a ratification as soon as this Friday. I did cite for you, Mr. Speaker, some authorities, particularly Peter Hogg, Professor Hogg, on constitutional laws, that even though a treaty of this nature does not require a vote in the House, it's very clear that traditionally a matter of this importance would have come before the House. I cite Peter Hogg, and I quote, "Despite the absence of any constitutional obligation to obtain parliamentary approval, it has been the practice of Canadian governments to obtain parliamentary approval of the most important treaties in the interval between signing and ratification." He goes on in that text, Mr. Speaker, to describe that governments in the past would place before both houses, both the House and the Senate, the treaty for consideration and a vote, although there would not be a requirement for royal assent. Now, the current government has spoken of the fact that since 2008 they've put in practice tabling the treaty for 21 sitting days. But in the absence of any opportunity to debate or vote on the treaties, this becomes a ritualistic denial of democracy. Given the great urgency, Mr. Speaker, and the fact that this treaty is clearly important, it will bind Canada until at least 2043. It has the potential to disrupt provincial, municipal, and federal abilities of future governments to chart a course, to pass laws, or to take steps that investors from the People's Republic of China find to be arbitrary. The chilling effect of the possibility of this is also a threat, Mr. Speaker. I know that there are those who think this treaty is fantastic and support it fully, but they too would say this is important. And if it's important, should it not come before this House? I beg of you, Mr. Speaker, with very little time left, at least allow a treaty of this importance, and in my view a dangerous document, to receive at least 4 hours debate in this place tonight. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank the honourable member for raising this matter again to the House, and while I have no doubt that it's a very important issue and one which she has great concerns with, I still find that it does not meet the tests under the standing orders.